Friends, welcome to this seminar by Dr. Pandya. My name is Srinivas. I am from the ASAM. Formerly, I was at the university. Friends, welcome to this seminar by Dr. Pandya. My name is Srinivas. I am from the ASAM. Formerly, I was at the University of Sydney, but I will be your chairman for today. Now, if you think about it, India has given us many things, and very popular among these are Bollywood, curry, samosa, and of course, yoga. Today, we don't need to introduce these terms to anybody in any part of the world. They all know these things. But with yoga comes a totally new approach to life. Yoga is not just physical, it is something else. So, a new approach to life and its understanding. It is integrated and it is holistic. So that will be the topic for today. We have in our midst an eminent doctor and researcher, Dr. Pranav Pandya, who is exploring these aspects scientifically. Dr. Pandya got his MBBS in 1975 and then specialized in cardiology. Then came the awakening. Today, he heads a global organization called World Gayatri Pariwar, which has a membership of many millions throughout the world. Dr. Pandya is also the chancellor of Dev Samskriti University with 9 faculties and about 15,000 students. And a unique feature of this university is that it carries out research into diverse aspects like psychological effects of yoga postures, depression management through physico-spiritual package, etc. Dr. Pandya also leads research into the effects of Ayurveda, herbal medicine, Gayatri sadhana, Panchakarma, and other things. Many awards have come to him because of his distinguished work. One of them is that he is a distinguished scientist from NASA, and also he has been voted the Hindu of the Year. He has addressed many conferences, has many papers to his credit, and is also the author of 6 books. So we look forward to some enlightenment today. He will speak about integrative therapies and holistic approach to modern medicine. Dr. Pandya.
How are you, all of you today? Good afternoon, and welcome to a very orthodox type of session today, away from the modern medicine. I am a man of modern medicine. I did my MD in medicine with cardiology, but because of my master, I deviated to another path, and he told me the importance of the indigenous system of medicine, herbal medicine, yoga, spirituality, and all these things. And spirituality is not a custody of one religion. Spirituality pertains to all religions, the same immortal spirituality. So how the spiritual disciplines or the inner faith invokes in you the inner confidence, and that helps in positive emotions. That particular talk we are going to make today. It's a 40-minute talk, and then we have question answers. Let us go further ahead. You can see holistic living is the concept today, the integrated science of matter and consciousness, where you see our body is matter and our consciousness is because of that we are breathing, and because of that we are eating, because of consciousness. The science of spirituality combined with social, economical, intellectual, life and nature. All this combines together. Ecosystem and surrounding ecosystem, ourselves, our consciousness and economics. These are the interconnected part of each other. We cannot remain without anyone. All of them are very much close to each other. Spiritual principles are universal and pertain to pure consciousness and harnessing of inner potential. You see, all of us know about the outer potential, like the metals in the below the earth, like the petroleum resources, like the geological resources, like something from the cosmos, like the solar energy and all those things. But we do not know about our inner harnessing of the inner potential. You got immense energy inside, and that immense energy has to be tapped, potential has to be harnessed. Once that harnessing starts occurring, then we start realizing who we are. Once we realize who we are, then we have the capability of healing ourselves. In fact, spirituality forms the core of all religion and offers the holistic approach to the solution of all the problems of today. You can see the definition by WHO is social, physical, spiritual and mental well-being. This was till 1985, only these three concepts were added, comprehensive health, but only in 1985 the spiritual concept was added because of the feeling by the WHO, World Health Organization, that spirituality has to be added. So now the spiritual health is also one of the important ingredient of these four things. Reason for poor health today, our life is not in communion with nature. We are living in nature, but we are not in communion with nature. Lack of social interaction. Socially, we are not interacting with each other. We are totally isolated. We are lonely. The search of happiness via materialistic means. We are trying to search the happiness via whatever is available to us and whatever is available to us as perceptible senses. We don't introspect much today, and we deny the responsibility towards society. This is what is the main reason that the person has become away from society. More and more charitable activities, more and more philanthropic activities, more and more service to the society we are engaged in, more and more healthy we are. This is what is the research has come up, that if we are more engaged.
Friends, welcome to the seminar by Dr. Pandya. My name is Srinivas. I am from the ASAM. Formerly, I was at the University of Sydney, but for
Stress and strain, which is very common today, absence of inner joy. You can see air hostess smile everywhere, but you cannot see inner smile or inner joy which is visible today. More and more psychosomatic elements, which is what is the today's modern elements. About 80% disorders are psychosomatic. I know organic disorders are many in plenty, and lot of your institute is Advanced Medical Institute, and you are doing a lot of researches on the surgical procedures, the stents and aneurysms and all those things. But despite that, I will say that many of the disorders are from the basic faith, the root, and then the psyche. The lack of emotional support in the period of crisis. This is what is the main reason that the people are falling prey to various disorders, and ultimately, as you know, in the field of the geriatrics, the last stage of the life, that people are falling prey to a very, very loneliness, and that time you need some support. Modern medicine, there are three eras. Reinventing medicine, it has been found that there are three eras. That's to mid-1800s. Scientists regarded the entire world, including human body, as a mindless machine. This was the first era of modern medicine. I am taking you to the history of medicine. So this was the era in which our George Washington, he was treated by leeches for his common cold. And if you believe that, one surgeon came up and he said that why not he's having lot of choking or sensation in the throat, why don't we cut open the trachea? So then that person was hanged because of the proposal which he made for the president of the United States. Why don't we cut open this trachea? That tracheostomy came up 20 years afterwards. So you can understand that how we were roughly treating the patients in the earlier period. But later on, in this era 2 came, dates to mid-1900, emerged mind-body medicine. There came mind could affect one's body, placebo response started coming up, and research on peptic ulcer syndrome and the hypertension. It started occurring. This was in mid-90s, from 1950s. Alexander Fleming, he invented penicillins and all those things, and then many things. The antibiotic era has come, all these things. The era 3 is by new millennium. It's by 2001, the development of the non-local mind. Now you see, I am from India, and I am with you today. About 3 days back, I was in Brisbane. About 10 days back, I was in England. So I am traveling everywhere now. Now it's a non-local mind. You are traveling everywhere. You are on internet. You are surfing everywhere. It is because of the non-local mind that the effect of consciousness is acting not only locally but as well as non-locally. I can pray for many people from here, and that prayer works. This is what is the therapy which has come as era 3. Development of integrative and complementary medicine like prayer therapy, music, raga therapy, music therapy, and yoga therapy. Yoga. What do you think about yoga? The yoga therapy, I'm going to discuss in detail about that. Is it a hoax or is it something from India which has come up but it has no effect? Someone from you? Yoga? Does it work?
It's authentic. It is authentic.
Okay. So this is a yoga therapy which can cure any disease. This is what is my version, and I like to know your version after the talk. There are limitations of the various branches of medicine. The need for alternative system medicine emerged because there is a need for synthesis of proven systems, preventive measures, inexpensive treatment. You see, this treatment is not expensive, and it's not a question of expense when it comes to the question of the health. You can spend any amount of money for my health, but if it comes to a mass health, understanding of the link between the mind and body, all these things, there is a need for this particular system of medicine. That's why complementary and alternative medicine system has emerged all over the world. I have spoken in NIH, National Institute of Health in Washington, DC, about complementary and alternative medicine amongst 500 doctors. And I am in touch with them, and we are working on the various concepts of CAM. This CAM is something very wonderful concept that we can complement the modern medical concept, modern medicine with this. You can see the conventional medicine. This is conventional medicine. It regards body as a machine like a computer or an aircraft, like a jumbo jet. You take out a part of it and you can just remove it and you can put it. Modern medicine. But the complementary medicine believes a healthy body is a system balance. It's a network. Whole body is a network. If one is disturbed, the other is also disturbed. The whole body is disturbed. And the pathologies arise when the body itself responds to some disturbances, but becomes confused and ends up worse at self-regulation than before. This confusion of the body and being worse at this self-regulation leads to varieties of the complicated disorders, in which DIC, disseminated intravascular coagulation, the varieties of the septicemias and varieties of the disorders in which the person doesn't know, doctor doesn't know what to do, how to approach, and all these things are happening now today. So this particular concept has emerged. Therapies we shall discuss today: yoga therapy, yajna therapy, herbal therapy, spiritual therapy. I'll be talking to you in few minutes about each therapy, and then all these therapies will balance them. We'll try to balance how these four can, they cannot replace. You see, they cannot replace surgery, they cannot replace modern medicine, but they can be complementary to them. We can just use them one by one for the recovery phase. We come to yoga. Yoga is a way of life. This is what is my definition. It is predominantly concerned with maintaining a state of equilibrium, how to maintain the equilibrium, how to maintain the balance, proper balance. Our scripture, Gita, a 5,000-year-old Hindu scripture, says equilibrium is yoga. Your body should be equipoised. It should have mentally equipoised. It should have physically equilibrium. And this equilibrium, balance, samatvam yoguchyate. This is what is in Sanskrit we call it. This is Gita's philosophy. The result of this sagacious wisdom and insight of ancient sages. I come from Himalayas. I am about 250 kilometers north of Delhi, and there at the foothills of the Himalayas and the Ganges flowing nearby, I am doing intensive research with my students, about 15 to 35-year age group students, and my researchers from all walks of life, from all over India and abroad, world, everywhere. We are working on physiology, psychology, ethics, and spirituality. These are sages. They had a very important vision about the ancient knowledge, whether it is Aboriginal knowledge or whether it is knowledge from the seers and sages, but they did intensive research on that. Seer Patanjali, 2000 years back, systematized the various yogic practices and traditions of his times in his textbook as Yoga Sutra. Yoga Chittavritti Nirodha. This was the formula which he gave, meaning thereby yoga implies control over your mind. Control your mind, control your subconscious. Control your subconscious, then everything will be controlled. This is what is the yoga, which he defined as, and this is the first one. This is the first. He also says first in the first 5 principles, Ath Yoga Anushashanam. Yoga means disciplining the entire body. Discipline yourself. Discipline your time management. Management of your inner resources. Everything has to be disciplined. This is what is the definition given to us by Patanjali. Later on, yoga text also gave the techniques to make the body supple, lighter weighted and free from anxiety and all possible elements. So, yoga evolved gradually in last 2500 years, and this particular philosophy has developed all over the world. Maybe you might be knowing yoga by Vikram. Do you know Vikram yoga? Do you know the other yogas, like many other yogas? But what I know is Patanjali yoga, because he is the person who was the pioneer, and he was the seer from the Himalayas, sage from the Himalayas. We have his textbook with us, and that textbook has been translated in more than 60 languages, and this is available in all over the world. And this is one of the very authentic work on the field of the internal system of medicine. Yoga is a total science of strengthening and improving the physical, mental and spiritual state of being. It is a comprehensive science. You see, if you just take physical is branches of the trees, mental is the stem of the trees, and spiritual state of being is the roots of the trees. Unless and until you treat the roots of the trees, or you cure the roots of the trees, how are you going to treat the whole tree? Means tree will die because of the death. And because of the death of the tree, it is the reason is the spiritual state of being. So spiritual state of being, in my conjecture, will be the right approach to do it. My definition is, yoga is the passage of human thinking from animal towards the God consciousness from which he has descended. This is my master. My master took birth in 1911 and he took samadhi. He died in 1990. And he gave the definition of the yoga, passage of human thinking from the animal-centered thinking to the divine consciousness from which he is descended, microcosmos to macrocosmos. Then you see the yoga main elements are aspiration, consecration, self-introspection and meditative silence. These are the 4 approaches. The first one is deepest devotion, perfect objectivity, yoga approach. Second is the complete surrender and communion with God. God may be anyone. It may be Christ, it may be Hazrat Muhammad Sahib, it may be Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, it may be Guru Granth Sahib, it may be anyone. Search thyself first, self-introspection. Search who you are. Golden attitude, others may be right, I may be wrong. This is what is the attitude which you have to adopt. And then in absolute silence lives in absolute power. This is the, try to attain that absolute silence and go into that silence. Yogasanas means postures. The postures in harmony with one's inner consciousness. They help in balancing and harmonizing the basic structure of the human body, which is why they have a range of therapeutic uses too. I have got so many postures for varieties of the disorders, and yoga kriyas, the activities through which you clean the body, cleansing kriyas. Functions are cognitive, mental, intellectual and spiritual. These are the various therapy bases of the yogasanas. Basically perform 5 functions: voluntary exercises, purposeful channelization of positive energy, and the mental, intellectual and spiritual energy. Postures are designed to release tension, improve flexibility and maximize the flow of vital energy all over the body, and uniformly, homogeneously, each and every part of the body. Means not only on the left side but on the right side also, each and every part. That's why the yoga is the best cure for all sorts of spinal disorders, all sorts of the cerebrovascular disorders, all sorts of the various postural disorders or the locomotive disorders, thereby affecting the various interrelated nerve channels of the mind-body complex. The benefits of the yoga postures is that the regular practice of yogasanas has an immense amount of therapeutic value. Regular practice helps to keep our body fit, control metabolism, thereby cholesterol and sugar level, reduces weight, normalizes blood pressure and improves the heart performance. Physical fitness thus achieved leads to reduction of physical stress and greater vitality. That's why these yoga postures have important value in treating the person, and in preventive health care also. Categories of yoga postures, I am not going to go into detail of it in the short period of time. I won't be able to explain you. Standing posture, forward bending posture, supine posture, inverted posture, abdominal and lumbar postures, twisting postures, back bending and balancing. There are varieties of the postures, like these, like these, like these, and by this you try to move your joints. Today we are just doing like this all the time, addicted to our computers, our iPads and all those things. So people need a lot of this thing, not only for keeping ourselves fit, but for the various disorders which are there, we can just do that. Medicinal effect of yoga disciplines, followed properly under the right direction, all yoga disciplines, they regulate the neurohumoral receptors, thereby controlling all secretions responsible for inner awakening and blissful joy. This is the scientific basis. The neurohumoral receptors, 5-HT, serotonin, noradrenaline, all these enzymes are regulated by various yoga postures. So this work has been done, intensive research has been done, and in my institute, many people from all walks of life, they come and they see the research. I invite all of you also once, you must come. 5-HT serotonin, noradrenaline levels rise with the postures, pranayama and ban, while serum cortisol level, which is responsible for the stress, it decreases. And if this level decreases, this means your stress level decreases. And once the stress level decreases, then this means you are more and more prone to the upper level of the consciousness. The purpose of meditation is to bring inner equilibrium by regulating our intricate network of neuronal system, chakras and small and big plexuses. This is the purpose of medicine, the medicinal effect of yoga discipline. Thyroid, pancreas and all other hormone secreting glands are stimulated by postures. There are various asanas, postures which stimulate the thyroid gland, and sometimes by hypothyroidism can be treated by utilizing these postures. So these are all medicinal effects of the postures with kriyas. All these things, scientific studies in our research center and DSVV reveal that all incurable elements. I have worked in Bangalore, one of the institute to which Dr. Srinivas is also attached, S. Vyasa, the Swami Vivekananda Yoga Anusandhan Sansthan. I am a president of that institute also, and there plus our DSVV plus our Brahmacharya Research Institute, we have done intensive research on various disorders, and a lot of research papers have been published in that. Yoga therapy, the aging process, which is largely an artificial condition. You see, aging is artificial. Naturally we should not die, but we die because we start getting aged, we start becoming Alzheimer's disease and other things, caused mainly by auto intoxication or self poisoning, can be slowed down by practicing yoga. By keeping the body clean, flexible and well lubricated, we can significantly reduce the catabolic process of cell deterioration. Yoga therapy also involves dietary recommendation. Diet. I was just talking to one of the doctors seated behind. He talked about salt intake, and he said salt is in fact is artificial. We are unnecessarily taking salt. So salt causes blood pressure and many problems. If you just control your salt, the blood pressure can be maintained. Regularization of routine, your morning till evening routine should be regular. Proper environment and the guidance of the master, someone who can guide you properly. Yoga therapy, by regular practice of postures, breathing exercises, meditation, it can help in diabetes, blood pressure, digestive disorders, arthritis, arteriosclerosis, degenerative disorders, chronic fatigue syndrome. Chronic fatigue syndrome, all of you know the name of another name of the TATT. Do you know the name of the TATT? Anybody? TATT? Tired all the time. From morning till evening, tired all the time. Today everybody is so addicted to the work that we are tired all the time. The chronic fatigue syndrome, asthma, varicose veins and all cardiac disorders, psychosomatic and somatocyclic disorders, these are all in plenty, and yoga therapy helps in that. So according to medical scientists, yoga therapy is successful because of the balance created in the nervous and endocrine system. It works on network pathology. Yoga acts both as a curative and preventive therapist. Curative and preventive. All the things. It is a prophylactic also and it is a therapeutic also. Psychological benefits are regular yoga practice creates mental clarity, calmness, increases body awareness, relieves chronic stresses, relaxes the mind, centers the attention and sharpens the concentration, brings total equipoise in the body. This is what is the thing. I'm taking, I've got 5 disciplines of yoga in which I'm giving masters in my university. And there are people from various countries who are attending the courses of 2 years, 1 year and 6 months. And there are short-term courses of 45 days to 3 months also. And there's so much of enthusiasm of learning scientifically the yoga, and there are research work which have been done, and we have been demonstrating the yoga in the various parts of the country, various universities. The younger generation is very fast getting attracted to it, and they are if you want to become beautiful, if you want to become handsome, you can use yoga. If you want to become fit, you can use yoga. If you want to be away from disorders and infections and in various sorts of illnesses, you can use yoga. So yoga is something which is not merely for curative disorders, but for preventive, prophylactic also. This is what is my university students, they are seated in the tracksuit and they are doing yoga. Another therapy, second therapy is Yagya therapy. You can come here. You can come. Yagya therapy is a different type of word. Yagya means fumigation of medicinal plants. Various homas means all sorts of fumigation of the medicinal plant, distillation of medicinal plants in the fire. This is a different concept which I'm giving to you. Even if one's life is close to its end, the life force is receding and is near death, he can escape disease through Yagya therapy and can attain. I have treated a lot of patients through Yagya therapy. One of my students has done intensive research in tuberculosis, pulmonary tuberculosis, and that too multi-drug resistant tuberculosis. And she has achieved results which I am going to show. This is what is the Homa is. What is this? Yagya is. Yagya has got 3 things: the temperature, which is created by burning the wood, and this wood is medicinal, plus the fumigation of the medicinal plants in this. Second is the sound, recitation of the mantras, which is done with this. Third is the purification of this person who is doing it, piousness of that. These 3 systems they work. You see here there are 3 ways to. There is oral medications, drugs, syrups, all those things. Effect through digestion but not fully absorbed. Negative impact on digestive system. The second is intravenous drugs. Intravenous drugs can work like anything. They work very faster. But they go to the target organs and they damage sometimes many things. And there are side effects also. So third route is the inhalation route, like the anesthesia. And like anesthesia, you can give immediately the patient the effect. Similarly, the same thing is being misused by the drug addicts by sniffing the drugs and all those things. But this particular thing is aromatherapy plus the sniffing therapy plus all those therapies attached to it. In this, I got a laboratory of Yagyapathy in which the Yagya fumes and vapors inhalation through a respiration skin pores direct reach to each part of the body, and this is painless, riskless and harmonious. And it's a combined therapy. 12 patients of blood pressure can do one furnace is there inside between them, and they can be treated by this. And if they do keep on doing it for 7 days, they'll be without any harmful side effects for next 1 month or 2 months or 3 months, perhaps sometimes cured for permanency. This is the experimental setup in my laboratory with gas chamber, gas analysis wing. I got gas liquid gas chromatography and spectrophotometry, examination of the efficacy of woods, assessment of changes in the blood biochemistry, and thorough analysis of the participants' mental and physical parameters before and after Yagya, which I am just going to show you. Some interesting findings. Sputum of the patients was collected and evaluated in 3 ways: control sample, experimental sample, and the experimental sample. This was treated with Yagya fumes, and this was treated with fumes from a proper Yagya experimental process with mantra. You can see this particular film with acid fast bacilli. These are the bacilli bacteria, and they are having high growth, untreated. And this is the one which is treated by only fumes of the burning wood. This is having growth reduced by only 15%. But this is the cured, totally cured, MDDR. And 9 years follow-up shows that the person keeps on doing it every week, once a week, and in vitro test of an ethnobotanical inhalation therapy. I have given the name, the Yagya therapy, ethnobotanical inhalation therapy. This is the modern medical name of this. If you say keep on saying Yagya therapy, nobody will understand. So it is ethnobotanical inhalation therapy against pulmonary tuberculosis. Similar type of varieties of disorders can be cured by this. These are the interesting findings in which the parameters are reduced. These are the FEV1 and MVV, all those parameters. And then the psychological effects of the yajna. Control group no yajna only lived in pure peaceful atmosphere, but the experimental group lived in the same ambience, performed yajna, and thorough psychometric analysis was done. Overall psychometry showed average 66% improvements in the control group and 86% in the experimental group. So this establishes the efficacy of the yajna therapy for treatment of mental illnesses also. Third therapy. I am taking you very fast to the various therapies. So first was the yoga, second was the yajna, third is the herbal therapy. We are going to the herbal therapy. The herbal therapy is something in which the medicinal plants are used. It is a gift of Mother Nature, protagonist as well as antagonist. Protagonists are helpers and antagonists are the antagonists to the side effects of the herbs. There may be few herbs which may be having side effects. So if you take the herb combinedly, means herb as a whole, you cannot take out any ingredient out of it, and you cannot make tablet out of it. Only the whole herb has to be taken. For example, ginger. For example, Johnson worts. For example, the various roots of the medicinal plants. And you are living in Australia. Australia has got a very good medicinal flora, for just like India. Especially Andhra in our country is much more closer from biomedically, from the soil pathology and soil physiology, everything, to Australia than any other country. So this particular part of the medicinal plant is very, very effective. Protagonist as well as antagonistic elements, far from side effects. I come from Himalayas. This place is hardly less than 50 kilometers from my place. And these are the medicinal plants which are grown. We have got so many herbal gardens in the Himalayas, and we grow the medicines there. And they come from there. You can see, I am showing you few medicinal plants like Indian gooseberry, Amblyca officinalis. This is nervine tonic and antacid, bronchodilator, Arasan. You use it for some time and you will see the result in very short period of time. Just a decoction of the 1 teaspoonful of powder, or you can take 1 teaspoon powder and take water. Terminalia arjunaca. This is plant found in Australia. I have found it in Brisbane, this tree. And this particular is antiarrhythmic, vitalizer, cardiotonic, styptic, and reduces cholesterol. It is so much potent cholesterol reducer that if you just go on taking tea of this particular tree's bark, it is going to work like anything. A lot of people are now switching over to this type of therapy. Videnia somnifera. This is Indian ginseng, a nutritive tonic, spermpoetic, and it is a very good very powerful antidepressant. Bacopa monnieri is a brain tonic, expectorant, antipyretic, antileptotic. This particular has been experimented on various. A Wealth of India, about 10 volumes, and medicinal aromatic plant abstracts, MAPA. This work has been done and it has been published there. Tribulus terrestris is a very good aphrodisiac and urinary lithotriptic, and Borrelia diffusa is it renews the body every time. And every time you take it, it renews the body. Anti-inflammatory also and cardiac stimulant also. Herbal therapy in everyday life. My master and we all doctors and we all scientists, we have produced just like what you take coffee or tea or something like that, we have prepared a herbal tea. And that there are green teas and so on teas available. But these are all 12 medicinal plants. There is no tea leaves. Nervine tonic preserves energy, safeguards against all disorders. It is one of the best substitute for tea and coffee. And this is so popular that we are producing about more than 150 quintals every day. And this is being consumed all over the country by people. I'll try to make it available in Australia also, so that I can just show you the packet of this. This is the packet. And this will be available in more attractive packages in the herbal food. You might found next time in Woolworth, and you might use it next time. This has got no side effect. You can see varieties of the herbal powders which I told you right now. There are 40 herbal powders which we are using in varieties of the therapies, and these are all available as powders. Now they are available in tablets also, and there are a few capsules we have made out of them. They are also available now. This is the herbal garden which I have an ideal imagination with acupressure path like this. This is a general. This is the very severe type of in which there are piercing stones, And this is a pyramid for the meditation center. This is for the various medicinal plants for the planets, various medicinal plants for the various rashis, and this is what is the sprouts being grown, and 100 by 100 area, 100 into 100 square feet area. This you can grow anywhere. And this particular concept of herbal garden, I had developed 1,000 herbal garden all over India, and now we are going to grow more than 24,000 in memory of my master, because this is in his name. And this particular herbal garden I am trying to grow in Australia also, in Brisbane and in Sydney. And people can walk, people can become healthy. Just half an hour in this herbal garden, you will feel much more fresher, much more energetic. Lastly, the spiritual health. I talked about yoga healing. I talked about, what was the second one? I don't remember it. H.H.Pranav, and third was the herbal health and the spiritual health. For spiritual health. Spiritual health is spiritual therapies and consciousness, and physical therapies and psych. These are the ideal, they deal with each things separately. So spiritual therapies deal with the consciousness of the person. The consciousness is there, that's why we exist. This is what was the one philosopher, Descartes, he said, I am because I feel like I am. So that is what is the basically the philosophy's basic root. And we create disease in the physical body by forgetting who we really are, forgetting the real self, the divine within. Our ego, the pretense, the me, separates us from the I, and we are thus vulnerable to disease in physical life. So the answer to illness is to attempt to see the real self. We should try to unveil our outer coat and outer sheath, and we should try to see our inner real self. This is what is a spiritual therapy. There are 4 types of therapies: prana chikitsa, prana therapy, prana healing, chakra balances. Your chakras, your 9 chakras you got inside body. The japas, the recitation, and the fasting. Especially significant in removal of diseases arising out of fear, hatred, jealousy, cruelty, and selfishness. Because of these disorders, because of these things, these vices, there are so many disorders which are not mentioned anywhere in the textbook of medicine. They are not in my textbook of medicine. But now today, these vices are very well known. Because of these, there are so many illnesses occurring. Spiritual health, chakras are to be balanced properly. You can see the chakras here. This is the root plexus, and then you go up gradually, crown plexus. 7 plexuses I mentioned here. And each chakra has to be cleansed properly, thoroughly, and you have to elevate your self-consciousness from here to here. This is what is the spiritual health. Chakras can be balanced or consciously activated by directing prana to it, as in pranayama, or by concentrating on its location and form, meditation on chakras. You can meditate on the chakra. Bring your thinking directly to that chakra. This is the cardiac plexus. This is the brachial plexus, this one. And breathe from where the whole system of the cervical roots and everything goes. And this is the crown plexus. This is the Ajna chakra, this one. And this is the crown plexus, the Sahasrara chakra. By meditating on various chakras, you can keep on curing your body from bottom to top. The basis of spirituality is discovering the sense of meaningfulness in life and coming to know that we have a purpose to fulfill. Feeling connected with others, feeling part of community, volunteering, having an optimistic attitude, and contributing to society and self. This is what is the purpose to fulfill. This particular, not only reading, studying, and passing the degree and going back to the work for earning, something else beyond that. This is what is basically the spirituality teaches us. You can see this is the Himalayas, the place from where all the ancient wisdom has come. And this is the early morning rising sun, just about 300 meters from my ashram, my place. We are in 250 acres areas on the highway. One side is the motorway going on from Delhi to China border, and the other side, I am 200 kilometers north of Delhi, and the other side is Ganges, which I will show you. This is Ganges. This side is materialism, this side is spirituality, this side is materialism. This side is Delhi, this side is Himalayas. So you can just see, and this is the early morning rising sun. The meditation on early morning rising sun gives you immense benefit if you do it. Many people ask me, how does it look like? You keep on telling the glory of this. It looks like you get up early in the morning and it looks like the same. You have to get up early in the morning and see it. if you don't see the early morning sun, how will you realize it? The vibrations and all the things. What is the effect? I'll show you. Vitamin D improves the brain function, all of you know it. So this is the physical format of it. And the multiple lines of evidence suggests that this vitamin is actually the neuroactive steroid that acts on brain development, leading to alteration of the brain neurochemistry and adult brain function. That's why this particular meditation is very effective. Meditation on early morning rising sun with Gayatri mantra. Om Bhur Bhuvasvaha Tat Savitur Varenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yona Prachodayat. This mantra which I recited is not, it is beyond religion, beyond Vedas. It is the mother of Vedas, rather, mother of origin of Vedas. And the meaning is, may Almighty illuminate our intellect to righteous path. May Almighty, whosoever it is, illuminate our intellect, not only mine, it is our intellect to righteous path. Spiritual therapy is sound resonance, mantra therapy, resonant sound of particular syllables is believed in spiritual therapy to be the healing. This is very, very effective. I have treated many patients by various mantras of various religion. Even from Bible I had taken out various mantras and I tried to coin them up. I had taken from the various religious prayers, and from there we have done the recitation, and we have seen that it has got a very potent and very good effect. My students have done a lot of research on that. This is my research center. This is the research center, and this is where I started working in 1978. After passing out my MD, I came here, and my guru, my master, gave me the work of. I established this lab, H.H.Pranav, and then first, second, third floor. You can see all the laboratories. Still, it is my first, you can say, alma mater. This is the first place where I did my work. There were laboratories on various systems, and there are modernized now. But its modern version, its elevated version, is in the form of this university. You can see the University of Indian Culture, Dev Sanskrit University, Organic Extension of Brahmachas. This is a university which has come up in 2002, and I'm the chancellor of this university. And I have got a lot of experts from various walks of life who are donating their time, 3 months, 6 months. I have invited Dr. Srinivas also to come and donate his time for 3 months. International students are coming from all countries, various countries. We round now about 200 students we have from various countries, and I have got right now 4,000 to 8,000 students who are rotating in between and going for various sessions in various sessions in various courses. Human consciousness, 5 courses: clinical psychology, Indian culture and tourism, holistic health management, computer sciences, self-reliance, and there are few more things which are developed. Education, science of education has developed, and a lot of things have come up recently. These are the views of the various Dev Sanskrit University. You can see 1, 2, and then that's few points to ponder on Dev Sanskrit University, my university. Only journey is only 12-year-old, but in this 12-year, we have been able to make man-making university based on the tenets of Indian culture. What we have done is, we are teaching education with knowledge. Education is bombardment of information. Knowledge is something which gives you how to live rightly, how to live with values. So values have been treated. 82 acres situated on the bank of the holy river Ganges and in Haridwar, self-financed through people's contribution, not by any grant from the state or central government. This is one of the very important, you see, you got so many millions and millions of rupees being thrown in for the help, for the grant and other things. But we don't have any grant. We have got, you won't believe, 1 day's salary or just 1 rupee per day by millions of people. They put it. And their sons and daughters are studying in our university. Their relatives are studying in our university. And unique concept of time donation. The faculties, they come from various walks of life. Only subsistence allowance is paid, and professors from various universities in India and abroad, from NIMHANS, from the Indian Institute of Sciences, from the IITs, and from various institutes. And I have got collaboration with 8 universities all over the world. And they all come and teach to our students various faculties. It's a modern Gurukul, life management skills, time management skills, goal setting, importance of prayer, significance of yajna, which I told you, emotional intelligence, creative excellence, and various personality molding techniques are being taught to them, because you passed out, and when you came out, you don't know how to deal with the life. don't know how to deal with the challenges of life. How to deal with those challenges of life and the stresses. This is what we teach them. And this is not a separate class. We inculcate it, we just intertwine it with our courses. So that is how the courses become very interesting and it's an interactive type of course. This is the, this is my center, ashram, and this is Ganges. You can see the Ganges, about 300 meters. This whole is our ashram, and it is around 250 acre area. This is about 100 acre area. This is the model which I am showing you, and I have shown you earlier the university's various parts. And lastly, the world is getting ready for a big change. There is going to be a lot of changes all over the globe. Are you ready to participate in that? It's a question to you. Thank you. Thank you very much.